to stop using the kitchen. Well, we're not going to. We just got to get a bigger kitchen.
I know. Although this is not a spring chick, and if you've seen the latest 3D elements in 3D, actually you might have heard it from Toshiba. This is one of those things we're staying on top of. So if you were going to have fun with 3D, okay, do you always have to wear these silly glasses? Because see, part of it is if you happen to have glasses already, what happens when you wear 3D glasses? Well, first of all, it's like you spend so much money on your glasses, you don't want to scratch them. That's one of those things where you're doing it, and I'm like putting my glasses and trying. And part of it is I don't have to wear glasses unless I drive.
Yep. And you want to see anything.
Yeah.
And working the computers and.
Yeah. But part of it is there is a problem when you have these. But, you know, could you imagine? What could you see in 3D? Oh, yeah, typically 3D when you see the well, if you think about it, 3D is like a camera lens zooming in and out. That is, unless you feel like you're totally in the movie and it's coming at you. I mean, come on, if you think about it, 3D, because it's multi-dimensional, and see, usually with the camera, you zoom in and out.
Yeah, actually, they just saw a problem with 3D, which basically, well, how in the world do those actors move towards the camera if the light is, if the light is built so that they're in light when they're standing? Well, because they shoot the scene again and again and again and again and again and again.
Well, because usually, okay, they set up the light for wherever the spot is, right?
That's it.
They
And when you move, if you move backwards too far, you're out of the lights. You're out of the key light. You're into the overheads. And if you move forward, you're into the key light, and it changes everything. So, everything has to be moved when you do 3D. It's ungodly expensive. It's a waste.
So now you're seeing some of the challenges, because otherwise with the camera, if you're staying right here and you're doing everything, you just zoom in and out, the light is still perfect.
Because 3D is basically, rule of thumb on 3D is shoot low, shoot close. Which is why our lights are shut. Our lights are basically low key, not high key, because overheads basically don't work. But we're showing people a little bit of stuff.
I know, but we're showing you some fun. Because part of it is, for certain types of content, how much fun would it be to have it coming at you? Or feeling like you're totally there. Or is this like total immersion, like you're involved in the game? Now there's certain applications like video gaming.
Video gaming is great for video games.
Awesome.
But almost all video games are basically 3D to begin with without the glasses.
With the graphics.
Because they design, anybody ever watch a good Disney movie? Because they design everything for perspective, so you have depth of field. When you have depth of field, you have 3D because it's an optical illusion with your eyes.
You ready for other optical illusions?
Yeah, that's an optical illusion. Yeah, that would be an optical illusion. No, but it's an example. That's what you have to do to get depth of field.
See, instead of like this, then it looks like that.
Yeah, and it's, okay, we're going to try to explain it in another method. If the porn industry is the most technologically advanced industry in the world when it comes to entertainment, they're not heavy into 3D because it's a hassle.
Well, even with high def, I remember hearing the challenges with that because they were saying, high def shows an awful lot, and you can only put so much Vaseline on the lens.
Yeah, what shows that people they're not as attractive in high def as they were in another. Brad Pitt doesn't like high def because Brad Pitt has got acne scars.
Well, here, think about it. Okay, you look at yourself in the mirror, your face is real size. Yep. Could you imagine your face on a billboard?
That's right.
On a movie screen. Or even the size of your television set, that's your face.
Yeah.
Everything's blown up.
That's right. Like the actresses and actors don't like to be naked in 3D because I'm talking, in a mainstream movie, which is why you don't see a god-awful lot of nudity in 3D movies. Because it's, okay, like we were talking about, one of the actresses in one movie said if she did movie. She said she hadn't been that much naked in front of her husband. And they said, you haven't? They said, well, but he hasn't seen everything like that camera's showing. So it's the whole trick, because the 3D you have to be well lit. I mean, everything has to be like, like the anatomically correct shots for nude scenes in movies now. And everything has to be done to where you're coming at the camera. And to try doing the love scene in a movie where you have to come at the camera, it doesn't work. You're not going to see chick flicks in 3D.
Can you imagine where the camera has to be positioned?
Yeah. Got to be, you can't do overhead shots in 3D. It all has to be low and up close.
It's low and, it's front and back.
No, but it comes to the problem then, like years ago, a big Shakespearean actor was basically doing a feature film, and he basically had done these things so often, he just simply said to the actress before they got started, he said, well, pardon me if I have a reaction, and really pardon me if I don't. But that's basically a 3D, because the camera's going to have to be even more set up, and lights more set up, and lights are going to have to be moved for every movement of the camera. You're going to have guys that basically could care less about the woman. She could be the hottest sex symbol on earth. How's he going to keep himself in the mood? And the woman basically, it's like, I saw one actress, setting one of the things up, she's chewing gum while she's waiting for and then finally dawned on one of the cinema, oh, get that gum out of her mouth, because she'd stop chewing and then go into the kissing scene. And, yeah. And then they made her spit the gum out. No, don't do that. But that's how it works, because it's boring to begin with. But you have to reset the lights. I mean, to do anything, she moved forward.
Did you notice?
And she walked totally out of the light pattern we had.
Okay.
And I can't zoom, because you can't zoom in and out in 3D, and people will 3D this piece so you can actually see it. But it is 3D, and you can see how bad it's looking when she moves in 3D. So this is how you do 3D. I can't move my camera in and out. It's fixed in 3D. So, I mean, you can move it out, but you have to do it on rollers. But then again, the lights have to move with you, which is why you don't see that being done, because that's what I pointed out. But, like...
If you're outside, but see, part of it is that when you're shooting outside, because we shoot outside quite a bit. We haven't been lately,
no.
But what happens is if there's clouds, the clouds will change the position, so it changes the shadows.
And you have to go into the post-production to fix all the problems. It's because, I mean, we'd like to do a lot of stuff with Not a Chick in a Bikini Czar in 3D. But if she turns sideways, you can also see why we don't do things in 3D much with her that way in a swimsuit.
What?
Well, because she's this is all factory original equipment. It looks good, but it would look better in 3D with Pamela Anderson, because she has something that stands out from because you can't, she walks towards the camera, she can see it. But with a normal woman, which means basically you're looking at, they kill Keira Knightley's career with 3D. Can you imagine, she's supposed to look hot and sexy, and, like Mila Jovovich, they're all groaning on her movie right now, the latest Resident Evil in 3D. They said, oh my God, she's inflected her nude scene on it. Oh. They said, oh, are those erasers?
That is bad.
No, but they're all talking about it, because she got in her contract, she got to be naked in every movie. But in 3D, it's not, you look forward to seeing her in her better form. No, it doesn't work that way, folks. So, because 3D brings out the worst in you. And, we're going to try this. People are going to get to see some errors that are being 3D problems that can't be fixed. But...
And see, part of it is when you're viewing it, you don't think about it. But when you're creating it,
yep. And we are.
Create total headaches. Because even like when we're working with a camera, okay, say the window's there, right?
Yeah.
Because you're outside, it's not a studio shot, right? If you go like this, it changes your lighting entirely.
Yep. And you can't have that. When you do that, then you got to reset up, and everything has to be. 3D is more time consuming, because it's shoot, reset the shot, shoot, reset the shot, shoot, reset the shot, shoot, reset the shot, shoot, reset the shot. I mean, Stanley Kubrick would love it, because he'd do that continually anyway. But still, most movies cannot afford that. I mean, we couldn't afford to do this. This is an overly long piece, but Actually, we can play with 50-minute pieces now, so, but this was supposed to be a shorter piece, but we went long, so.
I know.
Just to show
Well,
you
oh my
what
God.
can be done, so.
But we're having fun with it. So for now, this is not a spring chicken. Yeah, more coming to you. But watch our 3D content. So anyway.